Hello, everybody. I'm not gonna justify this this topic. You saw the title and thumbnail for this video. You clicked on the video. Let's get started. What kinds of decks would the Rune bearers from Elden Ring play in Yu-Gi-Oh? Starting with Godric the Grafted. An intimidating presence, to be sure. But behind the Kaiju's adventure engine and adventure in Yu-Gi-Oh engine and the DP engine, fundamentally this man is still playing DM, Fluffle, or Gravekeeper. He's just playing pet decks. He's playing a pet deck that format by format has less and less cards from the original archetype in it, but he's so desperate and unwilling to accept that the deck he wants to play is trash that he's willing to add all manner of better cards from better archetypes to it in the desperate need to be able to be mad to play him, and he still will get mad at you for ashing for ashing the Gravekeeper's commandant he just discarded to get his Necro Valley to field. I'm Godric. Godric is me. I'm a Gravekeeper's player. What can I say? General Radahn. General Radahn in his lore, based off of the fact that he always idolized, Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. He learned, gravity magic just so he could still ride his horse, which is I think is Reginald. I think his name the horse is. He's a big guy. He was known for his kindness and to his troops and into prisoners and stuff. Radahn, and he's a big bingus with no fucking thoughts behind those eyes. He is best described as a dino player. He will summon 3 Ultimate Conductor Tyrannos on turn 1. No, he's not going to be able to do anything with it, but he's just excited he gets to play big bingus. He will, if he goes second, he will pop 3 babies, get a Solo Eating Oviraptor, Miscellaneous Source into rotation, and voila, he will just summon all manner of big fucking binguses and just go into your fucking life points, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. After you get completely wiped by him, this dinky gym bro will go eat this dinky gym bro who's one of the nice helpful kind of gym bros will give you a big old bear hug, drink an illegal amount of pre-workout, and then go rush to go do reps to get with the energy he got off of his fat W through hitting you in the face 3 times with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. That's General Radahn. A big fucking himbo, a gym bro, and a bingus with nary a brain cell to spare. Rennala is like the mom or the stepmom who really loves and cares about her kids and stepkids and just never played Yu-Gi-Oh. She's older, but she'll give it a shot if her little stepkid Mikola wants her to give it a shot, and she'll and she'll be earnest about it. She'll pick Melfi's or something cute, like look at Melfi puppy, it's adorable. Melfi stare contest, an adorable card. The problem is that Rennala also has 7 PhDs is wanted by China because she is considered a United States asset because of her intelligence. So she will take that lovely little Melfi deck and throw a Sprite package in there, and the things that ends up happening, or rather perceiving the deck list and seeing the end boards that she somehow is able to do with fucking Melfis, will lead a grown man or woman to crying. Just not in sadness, but in abject horror. But then she brings out, but then she says, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream," and pays for it for you, and it's just a whole thing. you got your mom or stepmom into it, and because she loves you, she goes into it whole ham, and you realize, oh my god, this was a mistake. Rykard is scuzzy. Like, Rykard is like he's dishonest. He says one time he asked, yeah man, I'm a little short on cash, might help me out with the soda, I'll get you next time. You're like, yeah, sure. He talked with him a bit, he was cool, but then like that never comes. He's like, says, oh yeah, like, oh no, I have this like one card I want to add to my deck like last second in a tournament, and he writes it in after he like had shared his deck list with you, and y'all were gonna like, and you thought is like things were gonna be fun, and even if we got together, like we knew each other's decks, and it would just be like really, really fast. So like, no, he like Rykard's the type of person who will do an about face. He has no allegiances, and he's scuzzy. He doesn't smell good. Like, he doesn't wear deodorant. Like, he's the reason why Yu-Gi-Oh has like smell test requirements to be able to be in like things. That's the type of player he is, and it reflects because he plays back row decks exclusively. He plays Trap Tricks. He played Eldritch a lot when it was first popular. He loved Eldritch. He loved just setting, an Eldlixir, a Conquistador, and 3 Solemn Judgments and just ruining your fucking weekend. He's loving the current at time of filming the Labyrinth meta. And no, he doesn't think that there's been enough support, and he thinks that the deck doesn't need any hits. It's perfectly fine by itself, and is absolutely not a problem, as he sets 4 cards, ends with a lovely Labyrinth of the Silver Castle on field, and just dares you to fucking try and do anything as he flips over Epidemic Eradicator virus on during your standby phase. Just a scuzzy guy who plays scuzzy decks and just has zero care for like your emotional well-being and like whether or not you like him. He's just a dickhead. He's like the type and then he gets mad when you open Harpies and he doesn't have the out. Moog, Lord of Blood, plays Trap Tricks. He doesn't play Trap Tricks because he's scuzzy like Rykard. He plays Trap Tricks because he is currently, or has been in the past, on a federal watch list, and has and does have the Trap Tricks playmat. And no, he thinks it's completely normal and fine, because they're all plants and they're all older, and they're all canonically older than 18 anyhow. Ugh. Morgott, though, is the reason why you tentatively tolerate Moog's existence on this earth and haven't shanked him yet. It's because Morgott is cool. Morgott likes meta gameplay, but like he plays a type of meta decks that, yeah, you might see him in like a tier element meta, normal summon, Miri, and you're like, oh, it's tier element, great. But then like 3 or more cards are played and you realize, oh, this is actually kind of cool. This is a cool deck. He'll play tier element to be able to dump Skull Servants into the grave so he can get King of the Skull Servants as a big bingus on the field, and bean you for game turn 2. You can't be mad. Like, you can be mad at you can be upset that he Morgott brought some meta stuff to just a get together at your house to play some Yu-Gi-Oh, but you're not gonna be so mad at it because he's doing things that are interesting and cool. They're not meta defining, but he's cool, and he also lets you. He also so long as you're compliant, you're part of the group, and you're not trying to cause, and you're not the troublemaker or anything. He's the cool older brother. He's chill. He's got his own demons, but he lets you borrow cards as long as you promise to give them back. Morgott's the cool guy. And it's why we tolerate his pedophile ass brother. It's because the parents aren't it's just the two of them. Their parents were bad. They didn't treat him super great. But Morgott's held stuff down. Moog's dealt with his trauma in a lot less healthy way. That type of stuff. Now, Melania, Blade of Mikula, is a little bit different, right? She doesn't play the game. She just begrudgingly agrees to play and come to game night, just because like her brother, who has her wrapped around his little finger, Mikola, decided, hey sis, come play, the game's fun, I'd really appreciate it. And she's like, fine. You know, she knows her strange stepmother plays too, like it's whatever, you know. But she's never really cared much about the game. She's always been more of like into like her other hobbies. And because like she doesn't really care much about the game, she learned it, but she's not gonna go find a deck. She just picks things that are just like auto play Yu-Gi-Oh. Like she doesn't really have to think too much about it. She doesn't have to care about the deck, playing the game too much. She just wants to get through it, you know. So she uses the decks that her brother had built for her. So she plays like Exodia, Nurse Burn, Deck Out Turbo. But because she's super competitive and, you know, she has a bit of a beef with Radon, every time, you know, especially when she plays Radon, you know, every time she loses, because, you know, Radon was able to summon an Evil Zor, like, negate on, you know, on his previous turn, she gets really, 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 really upset, usually causes a temper tantrum and just blows up the entire event because she can't stand that she couldn't win. But, you know, because only her and Morgoth are the only people with jobs and money, they're still invited because who else is going to pay for the fucking pizza every weekend? And ladies and gentlemen, that was what decks the Great Rune holders would play if they played Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you so very much for watching. I genuinely appreciate you. If you haven't already joined the Discord, please consider doing so. And if you are already in the Discord, please consider becoming a member. It costs $3.99 a month, and you get a bunch of perks for doing so. And at the time of recording, I'm unemployed, so that shit do be helping. So I'm just saying. But regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your viewership. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.